All right, what's up, everybody? It's OPMG, and I'm shooting this from the hip. I'm glad to bring you my first mediocre review on the Immortal Hulk. Now, what you're watching now is you're seeing him fight uh, Realm of Legends Wolverine, and the reason why I chose this fight to make this intro with is because everyone knows how annoying this Wolverine is, like just with his health pool and with his regeneration abilities. Uh, so if you take a deeper look into Hulk, he has the ability to slow regions with his special three. I'm just gonna start from there. So first, it adds a flat 15% strength to gamma radiation. What that means is his persistence charges, which is up in the top corner right there. Every single persistence charge is 1% of health. So if you have 100, that's 100% health. But it adds 15% health every time you fire off a special three. If you look just right there, he just regened it, and now I'm about to do mega damage. Now, his special 3 also inflicts a petrified debuff, which lowers the regeneration and ability power rate. Alright, so it's about 25% for 20 seconds. Now, what does this mean for us? So, this pretty much means that Hulk has the ability to slow regeneration along with his other debuffs, which you see here, all the suppression debuffs. So, he has the potential with Despair to reverse them. So this next fight you're gonna see is Dormammu with EMP modification, Burden of Might, Enhanced Energy Attacks, Rolling Thunder. So every time I proc a buff, one, I'm gonna have Dormammu's degen to worry about, and then with EMP modification, I'm gonna have to worry about a shock debuff being put on me. But the trick or the joke is on Dormammu because anytime Hulk degens, it actually feeds his gamma radiation, which goes into his second life. So if you look closely, as soon as I proc a dexterity, it'll actually feed my ability, which is the gamma radiation, which should be kicking in right about now, and then you'll see the gamma radiation go up. So now that that's happening, it's actually going to feed him. So once I get to his second life, if I do die, um, it'll actually, you know, give me more back when it's time for me to heal. But I don't even have to worry about that because Hulk is so strong. Once he pops that stun in, that champ is going to be stunned for about 3 seconds or 2.5 seconds. The next fight you're going to see is Sorcerer Supreme on Buffet. And this one is just this was a bad fight, but I have low health and I was just trying to out damage her like the entire time. So I'm dancing around, fighting her. Anytime I proc a buff, she's gonna heal because it's buffet, and I mean that's cool. What I wanted to do was actually pop a special 3 so I could feed my gamma radiation a little bit more. Get 15% more health back. Well, if you look closely, she's being real stubborn with her attack, so it's a little bit hard for me to, you know, bait that special. And then she parried me too, which made it even worse. This war was rough. It was pretty expensive resource wise because I kept getting parried by champs, but whatever. So you can see now I'm at 41 gamma charges, which is 41% health plus the looks like 13. I can't really see. So it puts me at like 54% health. So with the degens hitting, I don't know where that degen's even coming from, but whatever. Um, she goes indestructible. He's also a defensive champ. All right, so Hulk just died, but he's unblockable right now. So now I'm literally just gonna beat the crap out of this Sorcerer Supreme as much as I can. Regen a little bit of health back. Cool. Come back in. Punch, punch. And if you look at the physical damage, all right, don't look at the regular numbers. Look at the physical damage. Once I pop the special 2, you know, I just bought myself 3 seconds to get 2 mediums off, and medium, and a medium, light, medium. So that's a lot of damage, especially with Hulk's rage stacks, which I will explain at the end of the video. All right, now this was one of the worst fights of the war. I was actually fighting a Void on Vigorous Assault and Arc Overload. So he's unblockable every time he's regenning. So he starts off the fight regenning. And these fights are out of order. So this was the actual first one. I fought this one really bad, but I was nervous about bringing him into tier 2. So I got to dance, I got to dodge, and it just sucks because he's indestructible. Uh, he's void, so if I don't get 10 hits off, he's going to start putting those debuffs on me, right? So whatever, I'm trying to ramp up. You can see the rage stacks, I'm at 5 right now. And the thing is, you want an aggressive champ because if they sit there like Void just did, then my rage stacks will run out, and that's where the damage is. The most you can get is 25, and it is worth it. If you can pull off 25, man. Um, but anyway, this becomes one of those matches where I'm just trying to out damage him. Now I'm hitting him now, and I'm like, man, I really don't want to push him to a special 3, so I had to dance some more, and I got clipped and zapped right there. All right, cool. Well, I'm trying to ride out the storm, and I'm fighting this void. Waited for an opportunity to parry, and now I just know it's a damage race. So I'm gonna get another combo off, wait, see if he's gonna let off, and then I'm just gonna blow him up. The thing about fighting with Hulk so much is that sometimes I expect other champs to have second lives, and they don't. So all I gotta do is kill him one time. So now I'm just like, all right, cool. I'll hit him with a special 3, get me, a little 15% health back, and then we'll go in. It's hard to train yourself to take your time on these fights, and that's exactly what he's for. He's for the long fight and the in-fight ramp-ups, because the more times you kill him, the stronger he comes back every single time. So his attack can increase up to 200%, but it takes you, 200% of, so I would say two lives pretty much. Then I got parried by this void, as you can see, but my second life saved me. I'm unblockable, and it's just a matter of time before I get my hands on him. And now it's just a wrap. Because if I stun him off this attack right here, and I'm still unblocked, okay, I'm not. I thought I was still unblockable, but I'm gonna parry him, and I'm just gonna finish the job. So that's another way that Hulk came up clutch for me in this war. So this next fight is Mojo on Vigor and Indomitable. All right, so Vigor, every 15 seconds he's gonna heal. Indomitable, it pretty much won't let me reverse his healing. Cool. Well, we know Mojo's annoying, and we know he responds to buffs. I still really hate fighting this dude. That's why I bought Torch as a backup. So I'm sitting here dancing with him with Hulk, right? I'm trying to keep that life at bay, and then I decide here, I'm like, all right, look, I'm just gonna go for the kill. So I clap him, hit him. I'm not coming out of my unblockable state yet. And it just so happens, my unblockable immortal state, it just so happens he throws his special 3. Now with 3% health left and 1% on Hulk, I'm like, yo, I can't believe this just happened. But I look, and Hulk's not taking any damage in this state, right? So as soon as I come out of it, launch my special and clap Mojo with 1%. Well, 25% actually, because he has a lot stored up in his gamma. So that was a pretty clutch fight for me, especially because it looked like I was about to die once he launched the special 3. It came out pretty dope. All right, so this is absolutely my favorite fight. All right, so we got Sasquatch on Recovery and Indomitable, right? And then Vigorous Assault. So whenever he's regenning, he's going to be unblockable. And what happens, he has the biggest health pool, and he regens all the way at the bottom. Well, I came out to play today, and I decided that I was just going to commit and try to overpower the Sasquatch. So I start off the fight, simple parry, and I start the combo, right? I'm trying to build the rage stacks. I'm at 2 right now. I'm at 3. I'm at 4. I'm just waiting. Now I'm going to keep it going. Now I'm at 6. And if you look at the physical damage, it's rising, right? And every time they throw a special, your rage stacks pause. Thank God Kabam fixed that. So now I'm at 9. And you can see my health go down, because every time I hit him with that physical damage, my health's going to go down. It's just a part of the champ. So cool. I'm at 12. He messed up right there. So now I throw this special 2, and I just commit. I'm going all in. Boom, right? So I've got I messed up right here, but I do have the suppression charges on, but I'm unblockable in my second life. So I know I can literally just come through and clap him. All right. I don't know why he's not getting stunned. I think it has something to do with his abilities, but cool, whatever. So now I'm just like full of health, and I clapped the Sasquatch, a mini boss. It was so dope. Oh my God. I was so hype after this kill. Alright, so now that I've got the war footage out there, I notice a lot of people that test champs or that vouch for champs don't really use them in war, and I was super excited to use Immortal Hulk. He comes with the generic, all Gamma champs are normally like poison immune. All the Hulks are. But he has one of the highest health pools in the game. I think his max on Aunt May is like 55k or 57. I think he's just a little bit more than Sasquatch, but this is him at rank 2. This is my own champ. This is not a CCP, but he's at rank 2 right now. I want to go over his synergies first. So his synergies, the first one is the Alpha Flight Space Station with Captain Marvel OG. So I don't really care about where her synergy is because I'm never gonna use that champ when ever. Maybe in Quest, but yeah. So at the start of each fight, he's gonna inflict a petrify. All right. So it's 8 seconds and it's for 40%. So it's gonna not cut health down by half, but you actually get the ability to start off with a debuff. So if you have despair maxed out, it's it's pretty good because it's gonna cut down their healing. This is good for nodes like uh, anything where they start off regening when you're just trying to control their health. Now you can ramp up Hulk to get to the point where he out damages any type of healing. I mean, you saw me take down the Realm of Legends Wolverine. So the next one is going to be the Gamma mutates with She-Hulk, Immortal A-Bomb, which I have yet to pull. I wish I could get him, and Sasquatch. So cool, 5% max health. All right, I get it. Um, it does give you like almost like what if he's maxed out an extra what 5k health maybe. So I mean, yeah, that's still a big deal, but it doesn't stack. So I mean, it's not like I could walk in there with an extra 15k health. The third one that is really important is going to be the Extreme Measures synergy with Hulkbuster, Thor, Captain America, and Black Panther OG. So personal stun effects will increase by 10%. So his second special has almost 3 seconds or maybe 3 seconds of a stun. So if you can increase that by 3.3, you can get the full medium, medium, it's medium, 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 light, 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 medium combo in, which is going to allow you to raise your rage stacks by 6 off of just that. And then the final one, which I didn't understand at first, but now I do, is the Hell and Back. So what happens is at the start of the fight, Hulk will lose half of however much health he has. So if you have 100%, he'll go down to 50. If you have 30%, he'll go down to 15. Now, first I was like, yo, why would they make this? I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. But if I can take, and if you know how to fight with Immortal Hulk, and you cut down your health by 50%, and you put the 50% in his gamma persistent charges, you already have 50% health for your second life. And the thing about him is the more he dies and comes back, the stronger he gets, which is what I'm going to get into on the when I actually do a breakdown of his abilities. So his signature ability, the Green Door, which I don't have unlocked yet, I'm not even going to address. Because like I said, this is a mediocre review. So when I awaken this Hulk and put some Sig Stones in him, I'll be able to like give you the full shebang. But in the meantime, we'll break down each of his abilities. So he's immune to poison. His regeneration rate cannot be decreased or increased by outside sources. So what does that mean? It means if they put on or if you go on a node that like Spectre nodes don't affect him. They don't slow down his regeneration at all. He's going to get whatever he has stored up in his gamma persistence charges. And then he can gain up to 2,600 of his attack rating based on how much health he's lost, and it's based on 200% of Hulk's health. So if you kill him 2 times or you burn out 200% of his health, he will come back stronger. So this is important because it'll allow you to, one, have longer fights, and you can actually ramp them up within the fight. And it's not hard. So the hardest thing is maintaining, 50 seconds of life for the timer to go down after he dies. After he comes out of his immortal state, because when he doesn't have that immortal state or he has that timer on, that means he's a regular champ. So you have to be careful with how much damage you do. You got to make sure you dex. There was times in Realm of Legends where I fought Storm and I would take like block damage and I'd have like 1 HP left and she would kill me from me blocking a kick. And it was so annoying, but I mean, it just comes with the territory. So you got to get good at intercepting. But the thing about that is most of the time in war, those fights aren't that long. Like you're literally coming there to do damage and get up out of there. So Especially like even I think the highest health pool is like on your way to the minis is like 150k. So if you can shell out 150k, which is easy with Immortal Hulk, then it's no big deal. Like that Sasquatch, I took him down and he had 270k health. So the rage stacks. So every medium attack gives him a rage stack. The second medium attack is the one that actually it's the one that actually does damage to your Hulk. So the second rage stack is the one that you have to make sure or ensure that you manage because you can do as much damage as you want, but that second medium in the combo, that finishing medium is the one that actually chips away at your health. So if you can fire off back-to-back special threes, then you'll be able to heal up your Hulk or add 15% to his health bank. Next here, you'll see consecutive rage stacks. Rage attacks build up rage stacks. So you have 2 seconds. So the 2 second window is very important because that allows you enough to get a full combo off. Now the thing is, if you have a super aggressive champ, you will be able to manage this better because every time they fire off a special, they'll actually pause the rage timer. And if you can attack or punish their special, you'll be able to keep your rage stacks going. Now, this ties into the stuns because when it comes to stunning them, it allows you to keep your rage stacks going. And there's also a way similar to Captain America Special 2 where you can parry heavy, and the first part of Hulk's heavy doubles his rage stacks. I think we're gonna get into that soon, but the first part of his heavy. So if you have 12 and you parry heavy in the first one, you the backhand. Um, the first one, once you get that off, it'll multiply to 24, and if you fire off a special from there, you'll have 24 rage stacks, and you'll be in your special, and hopefully the defender is stunned. And that way you can just keep it going to get that the mega damage, the mega physical damage, which is like, I think the highest I've hit for has been like 30k. So it's a big deal. Okay, so now that we got his rage stacks out the way, um, most you can have is 25, but we're going to get into the rage attacks. So his rage attacks deal a burst of 400 physical damage for each rage stack. So 400 times 25, you do the math, it's a lot. All right. Also, the thing about it is it'll deal that damage back to you for the medium 2 attack. So it says he'll here deal a burst of 466 direct damage to Hulk for each rage stack, except when using a medium 1. Hulk cannot be knocked out by this ability. So I can throw unlimited medium 2 attacks, and I won't be able to die, which is what causes all the damage to me. So if you're good at dexing and evading, dope. I mean, I think Hulk looks pretty funny evading, but it is what it is. Now, this is my dilemma, activating suicides. If I activate suicides, right, I'm going to do more damage, obviously, right? I'm going to actually kill my Hulk a lot faster. All right, so instead of 400, I'll be taking double and more damage, almost 1,000. So every hit or every medium that I hit off, I'll be taking at least 2%. But I feel like the damage output is almost worth it because if you look at some of those fights that I had, I was hitting for about 16k. So if you take half of 16k, and that which is 8, that means that instantly goes up to about 24 plus. You know what I mean? So it's what, like almost 10k. So let's just say it's 26. So that's a big deal. To be able to medium for 26k is huge because that's technically 4 hits if I had that enough rage stacks. You know what I mean? And it's not accounting for like, I don't know, boosting, because I was boosted for some of those fights because I was scared to die. So that's not even accounting for that. So it's just something to think about if you are going to use them with suicides. He's suggested for suicides, but once again, that's totally up to you. And then the explanation of his persistent gamma radiation. So the max amount you can have is 100. So if you have 100 stored in the bank, that means that you have a full bar of health. So when you die, as long as you do not have a heal block on you, you will regen 100% of your health. and then you can start the process all over again. You just need to drag the fight out for 50 seconds so you can gain your immortality back. So, 20%, blah, blah, blah. That's not important. Okay, this is the one I want to tell you. So, 60% of all damage dealt to Hulk while afflicted with a degeneration effect is stored as gamma radiation. So, they made this specifically for Dormammu's and Mojos. So, Dormammu's and Mojos like to degen you to death. Cool. Well, as long as you have your immortality stored up, Hulk will gain gamma radiation from that. So it just gives you another perk to hurry up and kill them, get them out the way. And the last but not least, 100% of all self-inflicted damage is stored as gamma radiation. Now, breaking down his immortality. All right, so I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible. So whenever Hulk gets damaged to the point where he's going to die, he will consume 15% of his max health. So whatever gamma, if you're sitting at 100, he's going to gain 15%. It's going to put you at 85. If you have 50, he's going to consume 15%. It's going to put you at 35. All right. But the price for this is he becomes unblockable for 8 seconds. So for 8 seconds, you can literally beat the hell out of whoever. And he's immortal. Okay. So you won't take any damage enough to kill you. Or you won't take any damage that can kill you. What will happen is, once they hit you, if they hit you when you're in your immortal state, you will actually lose gamma radiation. So it'll start taking away from that 100%, that 80%, whatever you had stored up. Which, I mean, still, you're going to recover 60% of a bar health. And then you can start the process all over again. So if you can train yourself to fight long, you can ramp your Hulk up. Covered that. So when his immortality expires, he regens whatever he has left. All right. So he will get 5% of his health on top of whatever else you have in the bank. So if you're worried about that 85% because you had to give up 15 to go immortal, you're going to come out with 90, which is still dope. And then you just got to fight slow until the timer runs out, and then you just start beating him up again. And remember, every time he dies, he comes back stronger. I cannot stress this enough because people don't understand. You need to kill your Hulk. You have to kill him. You have to kill him off. All right, so heavy attacks. The first hit refreshes the rage timer and doubles the amount of rage stacks. The last hit gains 1,000 attack rating for each rage stack. Now, that last hit means nothing. It literally means nothing. That is, I don't know what that's for. Because as soon as the first hit goes and I double my rage stacks, I immediately want to fire off a special. Because if I have 10 rage stacks and I throw a heavy, that first hit is going to put me at 20. And if I fire off a special, it's going to, especially a special too, it's going to stun the opponent for 3 seconds. And then I'll be able to build up my rage stacks even more to 25. And most of the time, they're dead. They are not going to survive that, especially if it's a one-on-one fair match. Now, if this is a long fight, then yeah, sure. But most of the time, they're not going to survive that. All right. Quick breakdown of his specials. The first special attack has a 60% chance to stun. All right. I like it, but it is not consistent. This is one of the worst percentages for stunning a champion. Now, however, in incursions, when you raise ability accuracy, okay, for medium attacks or light attacks, it's taken in consideration because when this Hulk is awakened, his basic attacks have a 5% chance to stun an opponent. So when you get the little 15% here, 15% there, 20% there, that adds up. That adds up, and you may have a stun fest going on. Now, it's a mediocre review, and my Hulk is not awakened, so I haven't been able to experiment with this. But I can imagine the damage that comes with it. In the special attack 2, the last hit of this attack has a 100% chance to inflict a stun debuff for 3 seconds. In 3 seconds is enough to get off a medium, 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 light, medium. Okay, so if you do the math, that's 9 hits. And if your rage stacks are charged up, you're talking about 9 hits of, 100k damage. If he's supercharged, so that's a big deal. And then last, his special attack 3, you get the 15% gamma stored, which is 15% of a bar health, and then you get to inflict a petrify debuff, which lowers the regeneration and ability power rate. Ooh, I messed up. Okay, wait, go back to the special 2 real quick. So the second part of the special 2, you inflict a suppression debuff for each rage stack, which reduces defensive power rate by 5% for 15 seconds. Now, this is a big deal because you can stack this. So stacking this allows you with despair to actually stop healing. You can stop somebody from healing. This is how I killed off the Realm of Legends Wolverine. So I was able to, I think I did actually have 14 on him. So 14 times 5, you do the math, and you can literally hit a champ and they will barely gain any power. I mean, they still will, but it's pretty bad. And then you can almost chain stun if you have if you use your combos in the right order. So this is a big deal. But those are pretty much the breakdowns of his attacks. I like his specials. At first, when he first came out, I didn't like them. I thought they were really basic. His special 3, the design was pretty dope because it reminds me of the old Marvel vs. Capcom, where he launches you into the air, or he throws all the rocks off the ground or whatever. It's pretty dope. And then especially when he grabs them around and, he does the Loki smash from the first Avengers movie. And I think he's a dope champ. So he's defensive and offensive, and he is a hero. Now that's a little bit questionable to me because in the comic book he's actually known as the Devil Hulk. You got to read more into that on your own time. I just want to get this breakdown in real quick. But yeah, this is my video on my mediocre review of Immortal Hulk. If you like it, please like it. If you don't like it, please dislike it, and comment and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you.